Hey there, fellow detective. I'm Coffee Cat. Are you ready to take your Shadows of Doubt gameplay to the next level? In this tutorial, we're going to show you how to become a true master of the game by sharing our top tips for closing cases, starting cases at City Hall, and solving even the trickiest mysteries. Plus, we'll dive into the exciting world of character customization with sync discs and upgrade vials, so you can create a detective that's uniquely you. Get ready to have a blast while uncovering the truth in Shadows of Doubt. Alright, I'm standing in front of the phone booth, and this is where you have side jobs that they post. You go ahead and click on one, you hit accept, and then you gotta call a number. I had forgotten to start this new save with money, so now I'm gonna show you how to find change and not be penalized for it. You can go into any apartment complex, go down in the basement. There'll be abandoned storages, empty apartments. Those doors are unlocked. You can find loose change and lockpicks and some other goodies. There wasn't money in this storage. There is an employee-only room. You'll find a phone box in here that you can break into and trace calls. Sometimes there are lockpicks as well as change in this room as well. You gotta watch out for the lasers from the scouts because you will trip off the security system. I can make that call now. I almost always set off the alarms while I'm in this room. If you see a box on the side of the wall, you can lockpick it and shut the security system off before you even go in there. But I just go behind the staircase here like this and hide until it passes or until I get bored. Got bored while waiting, so I ran for it. If you notice, it is raining. In a minute here, there will be an icon that says wet. If you run in the rain, you will Charlie Brown yourself like he's kicking the football, then Lucy takes it away. You will land on your back. On the chance that you don't know what I am talking about, in the description there will be a link for YouTube that shows a 3-minute clip for the movie A Boy Named Charlie Brown, 1969. Now that we have arrived at City Hall and the enforcers are running away, we're going to collect our crime scene form that's in the case right here, and this is a sync disc, which is one of the things that will help you characterize your character. Over here, you will see a sync file. There are ways to take them without being noticed and getting away safely. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, let's go ahead and plan a route to our murder scene. We are going to 701 Warren Building. If you hover your mouse over a block or a section of the block, it will tell you a description of the area. If you right click on the city block, it'll bring up a menu. Select plot route and it'll automatically create a route for you. Oh look, the shower is on.
have arrived at your destination.
If I arrive before the enforcers, I will not take the elevator because I want to catch the murderer on the stairs. Being that enforcer is standing there watching, I'm gonna be a vent goblin and see if I can't get in the apartment without being seen. Pushing tab will bring up the inside map, mini map, to where you can see the direction of the vents. But this particular time I ran into a brick wall. I couldn't advance any further. And this right here scared the ever-loving daylights out of me because I have never seen them do that. When I first arrive on the crime scene, I will analyze and search the cadaver. It's not necessary to save the entry wound notification, but I do just because I want to keep it for a reminder, because I can forget what I'm doing 5 minutes from another 5 minutes. Don't be afraid to check out any item. Any item could be that one clue that you were seeking that breaks open the case. Not a bad idea to check shoes that are in the house so you know the foot size for the dwellers of the area, and it can help distinguish from outside traffic. I always save and clip the address book as well, because you can find contacts easily and compare handwriting between roommates. It'll also help rule out occupants of the unit or the area. I have gotten subjects before only by fingerprints and handwriting. Push 4 to bring up the fingerprint scanner. And if y'all could do me a favor, if you like my content and want to see more of it, smash that subscribe button right there. I'm trying to reach 25 subscribers by the end of November, so please help me reach my goal. Thank you. Another way that you can do this is you can take the item, put it in your inventory, and select the scan button, and it'll scan and look for fingerprints. Be as observant as you can. Look at anything and everything, because you could have a side job and they only have a description of your target being at this address. One of the occupants likes plants. Contacts of the suspect will also tell you what they like sometimes. So now that I have found his work ID, I now know his fingerprint type, so I can rule out objects. And what I do for this instance is that I click on the white part and bring up the red cross out, as you see, which is very helpful. Or you can just simply remove them from your case board. I keep the word area or the location pinned, because then once I find all his acquaintances or coworkers from his job, I am able to organize them through a pin around that location. If you ever see crumpled paper, make sure you pick it up, check it out in your inventory. You can inspect it, or you can scan it, and scanning it will bring up a fingerprint that you can pin. I kind of did this backwards a little bit. You should inspect first to see if it's relevant. And now that I have inspected it, I see that it looks like we have a serial killer on the loose. So we're going to go ahead and pin this because that is their initials, and you can toggle on between computer type or handwritten by selecting the two letters there. Another thing I like to do is to grab the work rotations and link it to the person it belongs to. I'll title what it is. Always do a thorough search. The room that you were in, look around. And making noise can trigger people, and I panicked and I hid because it's an enforcer. What's really strange about this is he went the opposite direction and he was just at the door. So I kind of feel like the game was bugged at this point, but we'll go with it. Another thing that you can do that I didn't even think to do until just a couple minutes ago is to review the address book and look at first names and see if anything jumps out and rings a bell. But in this instance, it did not. In this wardrobe, you'll find a storage box with a slew of documentations and information, but I edited a lot out to save time. With finding their code, I always pin it to the board because not only does it work here for the cruncher and the safe, it also works at their job. They're terrible with remembering things. They have a memory of like a goldfish. You only have to enter the code once, and then the game will do it automatically. You always scan the safe because you'll never know whose fingerprint is going to be on it. And look here. This is a suspect's fingerprint, so he looks like he's been robbed blind. So a code for login only works for the individual's code. And I didn't have to punch it in. It automatically logged in for me, but you can find profile information here if you don't have a picture. Not all apartments have crunchers, aka a computer. I go through the email to read it, to see if anything's suspicious. I went through the computer files and did not find anything relevant. Now that I feel confident that I thoroughly searched, I am going to go out and check the neighbors' doorknobs and such so I can determine if a neighbor did it. Why wasn't she a peach? Wow, real friendly neighbor. We'll just get her out of here. I'll scan the door for fingerprints and maybe I can run across fingerprint C. It would appear that I am not going to find fingerprint C. You can slide the mat too and look for keys, and if nobody's watching, you can take the key. Oh, an open door? This is really strange. Oh, no way is it that easy. Well, since the enforcer is not paying attention, we're just gonna figure out what's going on. Always suspect the neighbors. Denzel Walters, that looks kind of familiar. Letter-wise. Denzel Walters is the name behind fingerprint C. Make sure to check the shoes. You also can use their phone by trying to figure out who the last caller was and or call the enforcers. So we now know that he is fingerprint C and his name matches these letters. So Denzel is a police officer, so we need to keep that in mind. He could just be there because that's his job, but it's not looking so. You can click on resolve and then click on their name to select Denzel Walters. So let's go ahead and select on resolve again, and we're going to fill in the rest of the stuff. The evidence that I have is the crumbled paper. I have searched the entire apartment for a murder weapon and came unlucky. I am going to talk to this gentleman and find out what his name is. And looky there, it's Denzel Walters. Meet our killer, ladies and gentlemen. Not being very helpful, is he? You're gonna find that most of them are not cooperative. I'm gonna have to find different means to get my information from Denzel. So I'm going to search for something that I can throw at him in hopes to knock him out. This ought to work. Okay, I gotta line up the shot perfectly so I don't miss. Homie is upset about his snack jar. Looks like I'm gonna have to fight him because my plan did not work out well. Let's throw another box at him. I am not a jackass. Push number 2 to bring out your fist. I'm gonna hit him in the gut. Hopefully I knock the wind out. This isn't good. The purple means I'm bleeding out, and I'm gonna wake up in the hospital. After a brief nap, I am ready to seize the day. I am going to attempt to escape. Wish me luck. Normally, I would just go ahead and pay for it because you get better perks for doing that. You get rested and you get pain medication. Once you run out of the building, you are absolutely golden to get away. So we're going to be event goblin again. And again, you can push tab while you're in here to bring up the map. I didn't do it this time because I just don't care where I'm going just as long as I'm out. But now I see what direction I need to go. And sometimes you will find this. Isn't that interesting? So the other way that I can go is up. I don't know what it was. It looked like a box. Okay, so now I'm looks to be at the second floor. And I'm gonna drop down to a vending machine. So I didn't occur to get hurt, so that's fantastic. I'm gonna make my way to the front entrance. Being very careful not to get in anyone's sight because they will pursue you. Let's go pay Denzel's work colleagues a visit, shall we? Actually, I have a change of mind. Let's go ahead and close this case. I'll show you how. Just as we did before, you're going to want to click the resolve button. Where does the killer live? You want to find the address to where Denzel lives. And I don't have it saved to the board, so you can hit connections and then pin it to the board so where you can select it. can arrest the murderer, and you can collect the weapon, usually on the suspect. I didn't have handcuffs, so therefore I cannot arrest him. So we're just going to go ahead and hand it in. And also, while we're waiting for it to process, I'd like to point out that I do not verify that he had the fingerprint C, which I am sure that's why it did not accept the crumpled paper as evidence. So in case you don't know, this is the social credit. What you want to do is you want to rank up your social credit, and then once you reach a certain level, depending on your game settings, mine is level 12. Once I get social rank level 12, I can retire and go to the field. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to trick the receptionist and move some stuff around so I can snag those 2 sin discs right there. And oh, there was 3 and I missed the 3rd one. Oh well. I'm going to take the update vial as well so I can show you guys how you can customize your detective. Okay, well, the box didn't do the trick. What else can I find? Because if you make a loud enough racket and they notice it, you move something where it doesn't belong, they won't like it. They'll get mad. And then they will go get it and investigate it. Watch. And I just walked out the door like nothing happened. No pursuit, no nothing. And it's all because they were worried about the computer chair being in the wrong spot. So there's a tactic for you. Now I'm going to take you to the sync center and explain a little bit more in depth on what they do. Once inside, you can talk to a receptionist or a nurse to where you can get supplies. Some have vending machines, some do not. There is no vending machine in here to purchase supplies, and nobody at the desk, so they're in the office. We're going to wait until they come out. As you can see, if you hover over items, it will explain to you what it is and what it does. Some people have taken these drugs in the game to see what kind of adverse reactions you get. I personally have not. I know that there is an addiction to Paxidol, and I also know that if you drink, you will get drunk. Taking Paxidol will help from being bruised, I believe. So if you want to install your sync disc, what you do is you come over here to the bed and you lay down, and you can see where it says install. So this screen is your character customization, aka install disc screen. These will change your character. As you can see, you have a couple of options here. The first one is tenacity. You can increase your power of punches by 20%, throwing power by 20%, or when taking damage, the first impact damage is negated. And if you hover over it, it tells you what it can be and what it's not. I almost always choose the fist for more powerful punches. It helps a lot. And for the beauty disc, I choose Charm Your Citizen because they'll give up information easier. These 3 circles next to your installed sync disc are the available options for the upgrade volume. So I did increasing more information, and you just hit yes, and then it'll install and you can carry on your way. It doesn't always work, sadly. So when you want to close your case, you can click on Archive and Close, scroll all the way down, close case, hit Confirm. If you have two tabs open, make sure you have the correct tab, otherwise you're going to close possibly the one that you want to keep open. And once you close it, it's gone. That's all I have the time for today. See you next week. Peace.